And not only that, but e2 and rook f4 with the idea of rook f1 mating, because this bishop will be useful protecting the pawn, protecting f1. So there's some rook and bishop coordination going on here, which I thought, oh no, I'm not going to be swindled here, am I? But thankfully I've got the resources to hold this pawn. I play rook e1, he plays e2, and my king can also conveniently now come to f2 if needed. But for the moment I can't do that because of a check and rook f1. It'll be kind of nasty. Got to be careful. In fact, here I find a way without having to play g3 to stop rook f4. Because if g3, it's only temporary, maybe again, rook d5 to f5, and again he'll be on this f1 square. What I do instead is just harass the bishop. So rook c6. Now if rook f4, I'll just take the bishop maybe, and then rook e2, and I'll be lots of pawns up in the ending, and that should be winning. But he takes on b5, and I play now rook c5. So I'm going to win his g5 now. He's got no time again for rook f4. He has to move the bishop. So I take and I move my rook back. So again hitting the bishop. Bishop b5. The key is to keep hitting the bishop here. So again I hit the bishop. I don't want to give any time for rook f4. So rook b3. And to my delight now, I notice I can usefully pin that bishop to his rook. I play rook b4. He goes in for the rook f4 now. And even better than rook takes c4, can you see what I played here? I don't need to play rook c4 anymore. I've got another move. If I give you 5 seconds here, can you spot it? Starting from now. Okay, I play rook takes e2. So I'm exploiting the pin on the bishop against the rook. So he plays rook d4, and it's becoming easy now. I can allow rook d1 check here. And his king again is in trouble because I'm going to roll the king over with rook c6 and rook b7 and rook c8 mate if he's not careful. So he plays bishop d3, and after check he plays bishop g6, which means I can just double the pressure now against that pin. He plays a check, and I just play king f1 now because he's going to run out of checks and he won't be able to defend there. If I move my king away, he's got rook g2. If I moved it to f3, he's got bishop e4. No, he hasn't got bishop e4. No, I think a lot of things would be winning there. And it's all over here. Anyway, he resigned. So I was pleased with that game. It's put my score in the Hearts League to 7 out of 8. 2 draws, 5 wins, an ECF performance of 2-1-3 or something in the Hearts Division 1 league. So I'm really pleased with this league so far. Despite the league having adjournments and adjudications, I think I'm doing pretty well. But thankfully my opponent did agree for this game to be 80 minutes for all the moves, so we didn't have the adjudication option. It was a 5-ball match. 2 of the other games have been adjudicated, and we had 1 draw and 1 loss, so the match at the moment is equal, the match score, but there's two of these adjournments. Actually I think they're going to be played for adjournments. 1 adjournment, 1 adjudication. But anyway, let's have a look at this game again. So I quickly opened up the centre. But I wasn't convinced at the time for knight takes c6. I think if we stick on Ribka, it will probably say knight takes c6 is the best move. If I stick on Ribka, I don't really want to look at Ribka too much. But it's giving a slight advantage here to knight takes c6 and then g3. So b takes c6 and then g3. It's a slight advantage to white. And actually here, after e3, it's giving a slight advantage to black. It really doesn't like e3, blocking in the bishop perhaps. Oh no, now it's equal, So I haven't completely blown my position yet, from a theoretical point of view. And in fact, this increased my advantage for some weird reason to 0.01. And now d5, okay, here, it's starting to swing almost black to black, minus 0.01. Funny evaluation swings for moves which don't seem to have much wrong with them. But it's here I'm starting to creep up an advantage after this bishop e6 move. So maybe he should have played queen b6 apparently. So maybe he's starting to be a bit passive after bishop e6. I suppose one question is, would I be winning a pawn here? Bishop takes Knight takes... Oh, queen takes d4, so that will keep the advantage maybe... Well, it's still 0.28 for white, so I don't know if I'm getting a slight advantage out of nothing here. We're just better pieces whatever happens. So queen f4. And now this actually gives the advantage to black, theoretically, according to Ripple. I'm not so sure it was easy for me to play. I'm slightly better again, 0.02. I don't know what to make of these evaluation swings. From a human point of view, some moves are easier to play than others. Some positions are easier to play and more comfortable. And here I was comfortable because I was looking intuitively at the dark squares around the opponent's king. And I wanted to keep the queens on intuitively because, you know, it's more fun. So knight d5 is a good move, yeah, apparently. So that's a good move, just winning the exchange here. So I've got a clearer advantage now. And the menacing threats later, though, I was interested myself why it wasn't so scary, it seems, when I was briefly looking at this last night, why this didn't reach a critical point here, because I thought I had to play rook e1. Oh, but apparently there are other moves. I think a6 is a disaster. Let's just quickly check. Oh, e2. Oh, check. And now rook e1 here, apparently. So say rook f4. So apparently, even in this position, it's not all over for white, because I can even play rook takes e2, and if bishop takes, now h4 apparently. I want a g3. G3 apparently that's better for black, but h4, for some reason, even in theory, just keeps an advantage for white. I don't really know why that would be the case. Say rook a4, a7. It's these pawns, isn't it? So if he has to give up the bishop, because otherwise b6 and rook b8 and then a8. So I guess I had good control of the position anyway. So even if I didn't play accurately, but I played rook e1, just safeguarding that pawn. So just keeping, you know, an attack going. Rook b3 is given as the best move here, Ribka. So I'm keeping the attack going. Rook b4 again. So I've hit some Ribka first move recommendations here. I'm just pulling my advantage through again. So it made it look like an easy win, but I was scared at the time for this pawn coming down. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave any comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.